Welcome back, Nerdiverse, for another awesome celestial evening with the masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This celestial beast of a podcast can be found live on YouTube right now, live on Twitch, and anywhere podcasts can be found. I'm, of course, the master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. And with me tonight is our Star Wars expert, the Jedi Counselor himself, the man we simply call Wash. What's going on, sir?
Yo, what up? Friday night, Nerdiverse. What is going on?
Nothing much, man. Ain't nothing shaking but bass and fishies, Doug. Bass and
Hey,
fishies.
man. I mean, it's that's good after all the ghouls and goblins that we've been seeing the last couple of days. So, bass and fishies are good. Pretty soon it's going to be little turkeys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'm just so happy we survived the spooky season, man. I didn't think we were gonna make it there toward the end, but we kind of made it out with the seat of our pants, bro.
Yeah, buddy. It always goes out with a tad bit of a whimper. So, you know, that's what happens when you celebrated October 1.
Yeah, that's what happens when you celebrate like September 31st, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's toward the end, you're just kind of like, all right, I've had enough candy for the year. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But the horror burns on, but the holiday can go. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's what it's like to live in a horror movie all the time. In fact, I was in this virtual reality once. Oh man, on MetaQuest, and it's like a room that someone built, and it's a schizophrenic room. So it's virtual
Whoa.
reality of what a schizophrenic's like life is like. And so you're like walking through the park, and there's dark shadows like whispering to you and whatnot, and it is freaking
Mm, mm-mm,
surreal, bro. And
mm-mm.
it's like, yeah, 24/7 nightmare right there, bro. And I was in
Nightmare,
it for
nightmare,
like
nightmare.
like 3 minutes. I'm like, wow, this is really like gnarly, man. Because like you turn around and there's just a black figure like talking to you, and you can't understand. It's just what.
Yeah, just all in your ear, bro. Like, what? What?
Meanwhile,
Oh,
people are walking by, and you're like, yeah, uh, whoever built this room. I'm sorry.
bro. Did you ever play that game, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, where it's like
Oh yeah, I
schizophrenia
watched it.
simulator?
Yeah,
Oh
no, I
man.
watched
I,
it. I couldn't play that.
I
Did you
still need
play
to play
two?
the sequel. I didn't
You
play
haven't played
two.
the sequel yet, man. That was on your things to do list. You got to knock that out, Mike, for the end. That's this year game, isn't it? That came out
Yeah, man.
early, like January.
I don't know what happened, but I was super excited about it because I love the first one. And it's, poor Microsoft marketing. I had no idea. It literally came and gone, bro. Like it had no
It
fanfare, no rollout, nothing.
it was not really your fault. It fell a bit flat. And once you play through it, you may enjoy it, but you will ultimately see why it fell a bit flat. That said, for the 6 hour experience, I think it was, like I watched it like full tilt from start to finish. And yeah, it's like a waking nightmare. Like it's one of those things that's saying something without actually saying something. You know what I mean? It's not Uncharted 2.
It's trying to have a message. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Mike Prime? Good to see you here, good sir. Salute. We're over here just talking some Senua's Sacrifice and games, trying to have meanings and stuff, trying to have things to say. You know what I mean? And how dare you put that in my video game? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I got done watching it, and I was like, I don't think I needed to watch that. Like, I,
I bet you
I'm
it's
all
more of
right.
like an experience. It's like baseball, right? Watching baseball is nowhere near as fun as playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be there.
And there's also something about holding a controller as like the game is playing out in front of you and you're not actually doing anything with the controller. Like it's frustrating at times in certain games, even like the aforementioned Uncharted. You get some of those long cutscenes, and it's like, man, I, I was hoping to play a game, which is actually the flaw of the start of some games. One of the reasons I haven't quite got the Outer Worlds 2, because it's like, yeah, I'm probably going to need like 2 hours before they let me to like
let
save.
you save the game. Yeah, they let you save the game.
Yeah.
I hate games like that, where it's like a 2-hour rollout, and you're just like, the credits roll at hour 6. It's like God of War. Like, what have I been doing then? You know
What
what I
was
mean?
that?
Like,
Was that Assassin's Creed that did some nonsense like that? You were like 12-hour Assassin's Creed with like that this
the Egyptian one?
it was the Egyptian one where you were literally like 6 hours into that game and like they finally roll like Assassin's Creed and it's like
What? What am I this has all been like tutorial? A 6-hour tutorial, bro?
that's a
You gotta be
dope
kidding
game
me.
though. You don't get me wrong, that's a dope game. I
No.
never played Valhalla, but the first two, the re-editions that they did, super spectacular games. So
Bro, remember when I was on that Egyptian version, like tough? Like I was playing MS like
yeah,
every day and
yeah.
platinumed it and all types of stupid stuff. Man, when they make good Assassin's Creed games, they're really good, man. But when they're
When they
bad,
do it,
it's just like, don't bother. You know what I'm saying?
I still haven't played Mirage. That stuff is free on Xbox, and it's like that.
Right
I'm like,
now.
should I play Mirage? I looked at a video. I'm like, nah, I'm all right.
YouTube has ruined it for us, man. It used to be the mystique of like, look at this box art, this Splatterhouse. This looks crazy. You don't know until you play it, you know?
Yes and no, because I've been having some nostalgia and been on the lookout for some Nintendo powers in my thrifting outages.
Mm.
Haven't found any, but you used to get your monthly Nintendo power and scope on a game. You know what I mean? Or your Game Gear. Go down to the local bookstore, pay 4.95, get your free disc. Those were the days.
Man, remember tips and tricks, bro? When you have to, where you couldn't
Yeah.
figure out like it'd just be a page of fighting game moves for Tekken 2 and stuff. You know, you're just like, oh, just give it, just put it in my veins, bro. I just
I
need
mean,
this magazine.
if you made a binder of that right now, I'd buy it just to have it, just in case. You know what I mean? Someone comes walking up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let me grab my binder. Let's do this.
It'd just be like Ocarina of Time water level. Like, yes, please. And
Yeah.
you're like the angel and devil on your shoulder at a Vaughn's, like, am I just gonna rip these pages out and go home? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're a good kid. You don't do that. You don't rip pages out because you can't afford it because mom said no. You know what I'm saying? But you're right there. You can just scoop,
Uh,
you know. Now I
Done.
get to beat the game. You know what I'm saying? Man, we have a crazy episode tonight. Are you excited to go over tonight's episode, Wash?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. So tonight is Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, episode 142. No one's ever really gone. I just that is the best and worst quote of all time. I absolutely love it. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about GTA 6 being delayed, and it's pretty much freaking out the entire industry. The Michael official trailer. I have things to say about that. Bruce Lee in Hitman, which is we'll get there, and an interesting horror trailer called Keeper that I specifically wanted Wash to watch and get his thoughts on. So a lot of things to talk about this evening, but as always, of these four topic options, Wash, which of them, as of right now, are you most interested in?
I have a feeling the Michael Jackson trailer might be an interesting conversation. So
Yeah,
we're gonna go with that. But I have interesting things to say about all of them. I do believe. Well, not so much GTA.
GTA is kind of like fun, but we'll figure it out. Mike
Yeah.
G, your question was, what's up with Three Eye Atlas? I do not know what that is.
Oh, I know what Three Eye Atlas is. Yeah. What up? Anyway, Three Eye
No,
Atlas, man. I frankly, I understand what some people are saying. I get it. I get the tales. I get the movement. I understand. For my money, I'm gonna call it a comet just because of the science. Like it just kind of looks that way. That said, it's made some interesting moves, and I'm trying to really recall because there was just an article yesterday or a news. Every day there's a freaking news article, but there was just something that the physicist said yesterday, but I can't recall it because my brain is kind of fried. Sorry.
no, I still don't know what Three Eye Atlas is. Is it like some kind of death
It is a
meteor that's coming?
intergalactic. It is an intergalactic object that really has no business being in our solar system, and I don't know for the last. I don't
I'm
know, let's
sorry.
call it 6 months, has made a beeline out of its intergalactic to Earth on like a direct to
What?
Earth. And in the middle of all of that, it has done some things that comets don't normally do, like it's turned left or right, or done a circle, or went back, or had a flare or a glare that, scientists, well known, this is not, the internets, this is actual real scientists out there going, yeah, we're not quite sure what this is. But so,
Should we be
Your
worried?
thoughts, Mix? I mean,
Question
I'm not.
mark.
I'm ready for the alien overlords, man. I am not worried in any way, shape, or form. But I listen to Star Wars every day, so if that tells you anything about the world I'm living in, hey,
Are we?
get me a
It's
friggin' ship and let's roll.
so it's like one or two scenarios, right? Either it's just a weird comet that's just gonna and cash us out, and we all get to go to heaven real quick, or we're going. Our Zephyrin Cochrane's going to show up, and we're going to get a warp. We're going to finally get a workable warp drive. It's one or the other, right?
Yeah,
So
and there's been some weird news, like things like working warp drives and things that have come out since 3i Atlas has been announced. So it's Mike. I tell you what. Have yourself a beer or two on a Saturday night. Take 3 hours and go down the interwebs, and you're
Jesus.
gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, that's kind of weird."
Okay, last question before we move on, because I what? How big is this thing? How big is it? Is it a Earth threat? If it was to crash, let's say it just smashes into Earth, is that it? Extinction level event?
That I could not answer the question to. I don't know the answer to
Oh,
that.
Mike Prime is saying huge, so huge equals infinite extinction death. Okay, sweet. One thing to look forward to in 2026. We'll see how that
No, that's
goes.
coming like next in the next few weeks.
Let's go.
It will be in Earth's because it just passed. It's just getting to the our solar system. Yeah, in October like 28th or something. Probably Mercury retrograde 2 days from now. It's supposed to be cruising up next few weeks though. So we'll see.
All right, something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
buddy.
So, man, so if it's just on a collision course, can I fly out there and we just chill until the end and until the end times, Doug?
I
Is
don't
that
know,
can, I,
but
can we just do that?
no, bro. Like it's a spaceship.
What if it's not? What if it's just a weird asteroid that's just coming through, man? And
Well,
next thing you know, we're
Armageddon.
Armageddon, man. You know what I'm saying? That has me freaked out. Let's go into our weeks, bro. I don't like that. Just so you know, that's one of Mike G's like irrational fears. Is like,
Ah,
I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to miss a thing type stuff where we're not as capable as Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck, though. We wouldn't pull it off. If Armageddon really happened, the movie, we would just be we would be washed, bro. It'd be adios muchacho, Doug. You know what I'm saying? We don't
I'm
have an
not gonna.
intrepid group of astronauts that can cut it,
We
Doug.
have all types of science. We have all types of things that we don't even know about. And with AI, God knows what the types of nonsense that we currently
Man,
have and are thinking of. That being said, man, it's anything can happen. Like it's a world. Like, a million ways to die.
man.
Choose one.
One, if we can't figure out how to keep Arizona's at 99 cents, how are we going to stop the 3i Atlas, Doug? There's no way, bro. Oh, we're finished, Doug.
Yeah.
We we can't keep we can't keep the big double $1. But we're supposed to go up there and defeat this conscious asteroid, which apparently just passed Mars, which is like right
Just
there,
past Mars. Yeah.
which
And I
is
mean,
literally like up
it
the
was in a
street.
different, yeah, but it was in a different galaxy just a few months ago, which is
So what's
technically
coming through?
like it's technically not supposed to be like able to do that. You know what I mean? You know how long it would take us to get to a galaxy, Mike? The
So it's
next galaxy,
So
a
it's moving
long
at
time.
speeds that an average asteroid would not move at, is what we're
Yes.
saying.
Yes. And it
So what the
makes a
hell is
direct
it?
beeline for Earth. Well, no
So
one
what is
knows. No
look?
one knows.
How was your week, man? I can't. I'm. Thanks, Mike G. You just unlocked a new thing in
There
my
you
brain.
go. There you go. How
I
was my week? My week
oh.
was good, sir. I will say, just to start off the top, I am wearing a Star Wars shirt, and I did just finish a Star Wars book this evening, and it does kind of piggyback off of the Maul animated series that we are getting coming up. And as I was watching Star Wars this weekend, a lot of Star Wars just came out of my mouth. It happened to be the episode arc of Maul and Dark Sun and taking over the underworld.
Mhm.
Kira is fairly freaking awesome because this was her book called Crimson Rise, and it's about her
Mm.
rise pretty much after we see her and Han get split up in Solo. This takes us from that moment up through pretty much when we see her and Maul at the end of Solo. And yeah, she's kind of gnarly, super good book, super entertaining book. It it's one of those books that are entertaining and you don't really expect it to be. Like I really
Mhm.
like the character, even though she's kind of gnarly. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Riri Williams, a little bit, but not
Yeah.
quite as like, yeah, f you, but close enough. That said, in this mall series, bro, we can get everybody.
Mm.
Everything is open. Everyone's around. Kira's around. Everything in Solo, that's around. All the Jedi, they're around. Palpatine, he's around. Are we going to get his brother, Savage?
Savage
Possibly.
Press.
He's around. Like like the Mandalorians, the dark freaking not the Dark Knight. That's the only thing that I want to say. The dark side, the freaking offshoot of the Mandalorians, whatever that clan's called, which technically the Mandalorian and Sabine Wren has connection to. So we can get absolutely everything in this Maul series, and it has made me infinitely more stoked for what is coming because it can be anything with everybody.
Man, I have questions, bro. First of all, shout outs Tony. Tony's in the chat. What's going on, Tone? Good to see you there, good sir. Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Thank you for coming through. If you want Kira, guess what game has a whole lot of Kira?
I
Star
do
Wars
not
Outlaws.
know.
Star Wars
Star
Outlaws.
Wars Outlaws has some
You
Kira.
you deal with a lot of Kira during the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi era.
I
So you
was
get to see what's going on with
wondering.
her, right?
I
So
never
if you
asked
want,
you what era that game took place in. I had no
yeah,
idea. Okay.
you literally go to Jabba's castle, and Han is there in Carbonite. And you get to check him out, and they talk about the story of Han Solo as a mission. It's beautiful.
That explains a lot about the end of this book then, because the end of this book kind of twisted my mind because it does a time jump, and I'm like, I don't think you're here when that happens. And she meets someone, and they don't necessarily say who she's meeting, but it's taking place. I'll spoil it. No one here is going to read it. I can't imagine, even though you should, or at least listen to it, not read it. But there's other books to read before it. That said, she meets someone at a bar, and it's like after return. It's hard to tell if it's after return or after a New Hope, but you assume return, and she meets a figure in a cloak with a black hand, and it's like,
Who's that?
is that Maul? Because
Could be
Maul's
Maul.
not supposed to be around at all.
But there is that one, and that's one thing I know about Rebels is when Maul is finally struck down by Obi-Wan Kenobi as Ben Kenobi, as old,
Yeah.
McGinnis Kenobi. So he was around for quite a while. Maul was quite the survivor.
But that happened 30 years before Return of the Jedi.
True. Yeah. It's a weird timeline.
So
So it's
it's
like,
like Kyrus, and she's in charge of Black Sun, or was. Everything's gone to hell. So anyway, it's made it. I don't want to turn into a Star Wars night, but it's made it infinitely more exciting for Maul. I think that's coming out Mayish, Aprilish of next year. So yeah, keep a lookout.
yeah,
Other
man,
than
that's
that,
really. Yeah.
Go on, Mike. I'm sorry.
And I was just gonna say, yeah, Star Wars Outlaws has made me appreciate the seedy underbelly of Star Wars a lot more than not at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the seedy underbelly, like of what's going on and what was happening during the original trilogy, what's happening during the prequels. It's a very interesting universe that they very rarely touch on. You know what I'm
Makes me
saying?
so
So
upset. They're like, "Oh, games are coming. Eclipse, we're still making it. 1313. Yeah, no,
never happened.
no, we're not
Never
doing
happened. No,
no. All right. How
no.
about a remake of Republican Commando? I would freaking give an arm for that right now. But anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. The other thing I did this week also is book related. Hey, Mike, are you familiar with second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm a fifth edition guy. When I
Fifth
played,
edition.
I was a fifth official. What we played was fifth edition, but
Well,
I know of second edition, but I don't know a lot about it.
one evening a few weeks back, I just randomly started reading a Pool of Radiance book, which is old school. You familiar with Pool of Radiance? At least the games, you gotta be
Yeah,
familiar with those. They
I'm,
made
from, I'm
about
from.
8 or 9 of those
Yeah, back in the day. Right, right, right.
back in the day, PC and Nintendo. And so I picked up this first Pool of Radiance book and I listened to it and it was awesome. And I'm like, all right. And so I picked up the second Pool of Radiance book that's in this series, and this thing is freaking fire. And it has me fiending for good old fashioned Dungeons and Dragons, man. Because there is a realism like in this book, just as a for instance, like this group of familiars, like you got a barbarian that turns into a cat, you got a straight out mage, you have a straight up like rogue, you have a couple of different like bards and druids that are cruising around all in one group. And a group of dudes come in and they're like blah 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 blah, and they start cooking something. Then the the freaking barbarian, he's like, "Yo, I know that smell. It smells like meat," because he's a cat. And the white mage is like, "Oh yeah, that's human," and they're like, "Oh shit," and no one else knows, and they're describing it, and you're like, as a Dungeons and Dragons player, you can feel that tension sitting
Yeah,
at the table. And so then all of a sudden, she just goes and throws like 13 magic missiles, and then they turn into like these 8, 9 foot tall, like bears and werewolves, like six of
werebears.
them. Bro, here's where it got me though. She used her magic and then she had to be protected for like a day because she was too weak to do anything.
She's too spent.
We don't get that type of realism realism in like our live action as far as it comes to characters and like the backstories as far as the barbarian goes or the wizard goes. They very much take for granted some of the chains that are really supposed to be on these character types and classes. And yeah, it's been just a joy to get back into.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me as a kid watching X-Men in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like the old X-Men animated series. Remember like the very first episode, Beast was in jail and he was like a
Yeah.
civil rights, it was like a civil rights thing. It felt like Beast was in jail for the entire season. They didn't let him out. Like he was just in jail. Magneto tried to break him out. He's like, "No, I'm gonna do my time." And
Yeah.
as a kid, it felt like the OJ Simpson trial. I was like, when is it going to be over? When is they free Beast, man? We wear free Beast shirts. So it's like the stakes, right? There's actual stakes and
Stakes.
repercussions to your actions. And mind you, you remember my quick stint into D&D. I dipped my
Yeah.
toes in it, and I was having a very good time with it, and very open to try it again. I just think the one thing that's keeping D&D from really being out of here is a digital platform that can simulate the experience of being at the table. You know what I'm saying? And even the way we were doing it, we were using like automated like dice rolling generators and just very rudimentary stuff. But if someone can figure out, I don't know, with AI, just build these universes that the dungeon master builds, and then have us just go into his world her world or whatever, I think D&D would be a way more popular and less more mainstream.
Well,
But they could
the
just
the
figure that
barrier
out,
to
you know?
the barrier to entry, as we always talk about,
It's
would be
huge.
much lower. Like the barrier to
Yeah.
entry to D&D, you can't even play unless you got like a game master. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, wait, you mean I can't play this game unless there's someone telling me like what's going on? No, not really. I mean, you could make it up in your head, but it's kind of like playing chess by yourself.
Yeah, you're not going to get very far. What's going on, Bradley? Welcome to the show, sir. Yeah, like the idea of having to do homework to build your character. No, we're not gonna play for at least 2 weeks. Everybody has to figure out their character, backgrounds, weaknesses, strengths, do the numbers, crunch the numbers, because the dungeon master don't play. And it's like, I could just cut on God of War and have a good old fancy time. A lot of people feel that way, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, that barrier to entry has to be shrunken, that to get people really into it.
To this day, one of a lasting memory. I still feel it. I had a like level 14 from level 1 thief arrow shooting awesome freaking elf named Shar. One night we're all playing, and like you said, 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So we've been playing now a year, year and a half.
Mhm.
I'm sitting in a tree, everybody's minding their own business. My boy Bix, 20, natural 20. He's like, Brian, Shar just took an arrow in the eye. He's dead. I
Doesn't that
never
just eat your
recovered. I
soul?
still haven't
Yeah.
recovered. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Hmm.
there's something about taking your character sheet and like
Just
putting that
Kobe
it's gone. And
gone,
it still hurts, man. It still hurts. So,
man.
if you can find yourself a D&D experience, I highly suggest, checking it out.
At
But
least trying it at
um
least once. I
even the
mean,
books, I was gonna ask you about that Netflix series, D&D based that everybody like. Arcane, was it? Did you check that out?
no, Arcane is League of Legends, isn't it?
League of Legends, was that it? Okay, all right, never mind. Not the same
No
thing.
worries. No, you're thinking about that one live show where they're actually playing the game at a table with the redhead. I forget her name. Felicia Day.
Yeah,
You
no, the
talking about?
guild that
Nah.
that I know. No, that was thinking specifically about Arcane, and I thought
Oh
that
yeah,
was
Arcane is
D&D, but
yeah. That's good old League of Legends. Good old League of
nope.
Legends.
All right, Netflix, you had a chance, but never mind.
You
So that
failed.
was my week. How was your week, Mike?
What was my week about? Not a lot. All Ghost of Yotai all the time, still going through that game. Haven't hit the high of so and so the Unrivaled yet. So I'm kind of like, man, did I just bust my load too soon? And now I'm just coasting through this game. When am I gonna get that challenge again? That high of being defeated 97 times. So waiting for that. One big thing I wanted to talk about is I watched a little movie called Jurassic Park Rebirth. Um, you know what
Ooh.
I'm saying? I watched that because that just came on like Peacock or something like that,
Peacock.
right? So I'm like, hey, this is out. Okay. You know, and because we did the Isla Sorna lore, I'm really into Jurassic Park now, Camp Cretaceous, all that stuff, dude. So I was like, okay, um, let's watch this movie because I'm a Jurassic Park head now. And this is the latest and greatest in
Time out.
oh, yeah.
You were not excited to watch this movie back in July when I asked, who's excited to watch Jurassic Park? You were not a
No.
person going. So now proceed.
I
I
was not.
just
I will
wanted
be
it
the
on the
first.
record.
Know why? Because this movie was bodying the Fantastic Four and Superman in the box office. This thing made a billy or something like that, if I remember correctly.
If
And I was like,
not,
what?
it will.
I was like, what's the big beef? What's the beef with avocado? Right? What's going on with this movie? And so I watched it head to toe. Scarlett Johansson scarleting it up. Blades in it, blading, not Mashallah Ali, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of sad. It's a sad, it's a sad movie. I don't want to give a full like MOTN review on it or spoil anything. It's just it wasn't bad, it was mid. I hate using the word mid because mid is such like a like a placeholder for descript. It's a placeholder descriptor. You know what I mean? Like my asthma inhaler is mid. You know what I mean? But it gives me life. You know. But Bradley's right. It's kind of it wasn't great. It didn't feel me with that Jurassic Park swell. You know what I mean? But to be honest, no movie has done that since the first one. So I kind of
Mhm.
came in with bloated expectations because I'm like, since the first Jurassic Park, what was the last Jurassic Park movie that made you feel like that? Maybe World? If World?
Three,
Three?
maybe?
Not two?
It wasn't
Right?
three?
So it's
Okay.
maybe I don't know.
Two.
It's
Yeah, two.
two
It was
maybe
two.
because we were all hype about it, right?
Because Jurassic
So
World really did nothing. Like I was like, we did this already, sort of, kind of. Only now we have
see,
Chris Pratt.
Bradley just mentioned Predator. You're trying to derail me, Bradley. Predator Badlands is on the docket in the like. I'm going to go see it very very soon because that has to be seen. But yeah, Jurassic Park Rebirth was like an Ocean's 11 Jurassic Park in a weird
Yeah.
way, not to give too much away. And it was fun, and it was just like, what do we do now? And you can kind of feel the desperation of like, where do we go with this franchise, man? Do we just let it die? Do you just kind of let it do you because you can't, right? It's $1 billion meteor, right? You have to keep making them forever, you know? So
Well,
it's
they
like,
just announced that they're making part two, I want to say within the
yes,
last 48 hours. So I was like, well, it made 1 billion, so you got to make a second one, even if it makes
it's
half.
because people just love dinosaurs, bro. We love dinosaurs, you know what I'm
And
saying? It's like
it's not only that, where else do you get them? What
not
other medium is giving us them besides PBS? You know what I mean? It's like a couple of, that show Terra Nova, didn't that have dinosaurs on Fox and
yeah.
it failed miserably, you know?
Did you watch that movie with Adam Driver called 85 where they tried to keep
No,
it a secret? I watched that
no.
crap. And he does a Land of the Lost where he goes from the super future to the turbo past and he's stuck 85 million years in the past. He has to fight dinosaurs, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only thing
Was it
about and hmm?
was it like good, at least for the dinosaurs? Because that's what you go to that movie for, not
I liked it
Shakespeare.
because it's not, it's not, it's not it's not, Barry Windsor or nothing. It's not like some Stanley Kubrick stuff, but it was okay. The only thing I'll say about Jurassic Park Rebirth I didn't like is that there's a baby Yoda, and it's like, why is there a baby Yoda in Jurassic Park Rebirth? And I'm like, I don't understand the need for Baby Yoda. Bradley, let me know if you know what I'm talking about, and if you know where the Baby Yoda is. And I'm like, why does this movie need a marketable, what I'm saying, like Baby Yoda floating around, for this wacky adventure,
Hmm,
and
it's weird.
it's just a lot of happenstance, and I need to sit on it. I don't know if I enjoyed it or not, but it's Jurassic Park. Triceratops was in it. That's my favorite dinosaur. So yeah, whenever I see a Triceratops, Mike's happy. You know what I'm saying?
All
Um,
right.
I started reading
It's better
comics
than
again.
hating it, you know what I mean?
I mean, why hate? Why hate? But I got to be honest with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Got to give my honest opinion. I read a comic book this week. I'm very excited
Oh,
about that because
what'd you get?
I was reading the Zero Hour. It was a DC run back in the 90s. It's funny, I bought like a figure, and on the back of the figure, it gave me book one of Zero Hour, which is kind of like a Crisis of Infinite Earths, but it's based on time. So time is dying backwards, and so the heroes have to go to the future to fix the past. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's one of those where, we got to save the future. It's the tomorrow war type stuff. And,
Gotcha.
it's not a crisis unless a Flash dies. So like in the very first book, Wally West just eats it. I'm like, what? This is kind of crazy. This like that has that 90s feel of like these goofy overly designed Batman suits and the Joker's wearing like body armor and like patches, like, and like pockets, like freaking cable and shit. It's so bad. I love it. It was so
So
fun.
the run is from the 90s. It's not a
Yes,
re. It's not a redo.
No, I think
Okay.
it's from like 99. It's like 90s. No, it's older than that. It's like 95, 96, maybe.
Okay.
Zero Hour. Yeah, I got the first three books because I got the first book with the figure. And I was like, this is cool. I want to keep reading this. So I kind of went on Comixology and just got the other two. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read this and have, I could read a comic book again. I could draw, let's get back into it. So and a big thing about my weekend or my week has been that my new shelf that's lit up back there. There's a blur on it, so you can't really see, but brand new
I,
shelf, brand new lighting, all that stuff, dude.
that's going to be debuted tomorrow, is it not? Or
Yes, for
all right.
yeah, for figured it out is coming back tomorrow. So I needed that there. Figured it out is making its return tomorrow night. I'm very excited. We're gonna do a figure unboxing. I have a couple of buttes back there that are just aching to be cracked open. So going back to the content, we're getting back into the swing of things because just needed to make sure that MOTN was fine. And now that I know we're in a good place, let's kick back off. Figured it out. So spent a lot of time working on that. Getting that just right. Have you ever put together a stereo with glass doors? Remember the glass doors like in the 90s and the 80s? You have to install the doors. It
Oh,
is the most
yeah, like yeah.
it's the most frustrating thing on earth. You know what I'm saying? Installing a glass door and lining it up right so it's not stupid and like cockeyed and stuff. I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
tend
break it over my
not to
knee.
have things like that.
I was gonna break it over my knee like freaking Bane, bro. I was like fed up because it was like a two-man job to build the damn thing, but I'm doing it by myself with sheer grit and moxie. You know what I'm saying? And like gumption. It's a pain in the ass, bro. But we got there. We did it.
What's
You
the
know what I'm
size
saying?
of it?
It is 61 inches tall, and each shelf is about 15.9 inches high.
Damn, bro.
1/6 scale heaven. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got that. We get it done. You know what I mean? So got my figures in there. I finally get to showcase my Jack Sparrow a bit better. You know what I'm saying? My Indiana, my RoboCop. So they're back there chilling. Um, very good stuff. So yeah, we are running really late into the Hauser week. I didn't realize that, but that's cool. We're talking shop. So with that, let's get into some topics. Are you ready to talk some topics?
Yeah, buddy.
I
Let's
didn't realize
do
how
it.
late we just talking, dog. Um, so you may ask yourself why, Mike. Why are we talking about Hitman World of Assassins official Bruce Lee 85 anniversary trailer? Um, Did you happen to watch this trailer?
Yes, I watched the first trailer when this first dropped like a few weeks ago, like the preview trailer. Hell, maybe a month ago, this thing, if not longer, where it was like announced Bruce Lee was going to be in Hitman, and they had him walking down the street, and I was like, why? But
Why?
okay.
Here's my it's grinding my gears a little bit because it's like the whole death mask thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy's gone. He passed away under unscrupulous, circumstances, and he's back. It's not like a character, right? It's not him from Enter the Dragon. It's not him from, it's the man, Bruce Lee, the human that was real on Earth for real, and they've kind of stolen his likeness and putting it in a video game. And I'm sure his family gave them carte blanche to do all of it. I'm sure they're getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. It just doesn't feel right to me, man. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
I
How
have
do you
to
feel
be
about that?
honest with you when you say
Am I
the family.
overreacting?
I don't think so, because I was like, I I'm sure that the family signed off on it, right? But I'm not sure that that had to be 100% agreeable decision, because why? Why Hitman?
Why
Hit
Hitman? Like if this was a
Not the
fighting
same
game,
characters. Like, why not a Bruce Lee game? Why not Mortal Kombat? Why not
why not Mortal
Street
Kombat?
Fighter? Why not anything but Hitman? So for me, it feels like one of those things where like they signed some paperwork and this was in there somewhere, and they're like, "Oh, that's what you meant? Yeah.
Oh, this is the
Ah.
game. Definitely
All
not
right.
buying the Bruce Lee skin, Doug. Remember, there was a MMA fighting game a while back that had
Yeah.
Bruce Lee as a playable character. Remember that? And
Yep.
everybody got
Absolutely.
weirded out about that the same way I'm getting weirded out. That it's like, yeah, the guys, this you're not talking about a character. This isn't Darth Vader. It's a man who had a family, and it's and he's like, okay, Mike, but what about NBA 2K and what about? But these guys are
Yeah.
living people who've signed off, and even that's weird because it's like, do you
I,
put Kobe in a game? Is his family cool with that? Like, the
I
digitization
question the
bothers me.
game more than the digitalization because I'm all good with like what they do, the Tupac hologram of the New Year's Eve 10 years ago. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. That's a
Stanley
we're
experience.
we're almost to that hologram Star Wars technology. Yeah, please give it to me. Not that I talk to anybody, but it's like why Hitman? I guess that's what bothers me more because Bruce Lee is not a hitman. Bruce Lee does not use hitman
he he
tools,
was very
and
much against violence, right? Like, so you gonna have
I
Bruce Lee killing people?
the whole thing is just kind of weird, and I won't be
It's
playing it.
it gives off very big, like, hi, my name is Charles Barkley, and I endorse, you know, Monster Energy drink because when I need energy, I crush a monster. My name Charles Barkley, and I, it gives off that kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
uh,
it's like Tommy Lee Jones drinks Boss coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? It's
yeah,
it's a
I,
weird
I
advertisement.
don't
You
know.
know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say. The trailer looked fine. It looked a little stiff. It's a Hitman game.
I
Bradley
don't
nailed
like
it. These games
Hitman.
they're very difficult. But it
They're
scratches that itch.
boring.
You just walk around and you poison somebody's liquor, Doug. You set a dolphin out and the dolphin kills the guy. You get points, Doug. I don't know. It's different strokes for different folks. But
Yeah, all right.
Bruce, man,
It's
it's
not
just
necessary.
speaking of Death Mask. We're talking about Michael, the official teaser trailer. You know what I'm saying? And I have one simple question for you, Wash. Are you excited for this?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm excited to see and hear music. I don't I could just probably put on some Michael Jackson and be just as excited, you know what I mean? But fine, you're gonna make this movie, I'll watch it. I like the trailer. I didn't have any issues with it. They played some hits, some songs that I didn't think they were gonna be playing because no one ever plays those Michael Jackson songs. So things from like Off the Wall and things of that nature. So I kind of like the direction they're taking it, and yeah, I'll watch it. I'll dance to it. I'm gonna enjoy it. Does it need to be made? I'm not certain.
Uh, it's an excuse to have a sing along in a theater, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? These biopics have been doing that a lot lately. There was the Freddie Mercury
Queen.
one where everybody Queen. There was the Elton John one that was really good with Edgerton. Uh, from my understanding, the family's not happy with this film. The Michael Jackson estate is not too happy with this film because they're going to paint Mike in one way or another, and there's no clean version, quote unquote, of Michael Jackson to portray. So the family's kind of like, yeah. But at the same time, the young man who's playing Michael Jackson is like the son of like Jermaine or something like that. He is a Jackson. The Bruce Springsteen one, too, exactly. So I mean, would I go see this? I mean, yeah, because who doesn't want to sing to Michael Jackson? Who doesn't want to be in a theater grooving out the Thriller and hearing kind of cool remixes and things like that? But do I want to see the life of MJ kind of unfold before me? I don't know if I'm interested in that.
I am a big fan of, and 2 points, the Jackson television miniseries that I'm sure that you have seen more than once with,
Yeah, I was like
yeah,
required watching as a kid.
yeah,
That was
required
required
watching.
watching.
Is it
Yeah.
right? So, like, if it's that, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? It's cool. If it's some weird art thing, we're good. Probably not needed. That said, the second point I was going to make, damn it, I think it's gone. But it was about Michael Jackson. But yeah, I think that it's gone. Sorry.
One thing I will say is that if they go into the making of Thriller, which is personally one of my very earliest memories, is that there's an actual VHS tape called The Making of Thriller, where Rick Baker is there and he's doing the werewolf makeup and they're doing the choreography. That's one of my earliest memories, and that's what got me into horror, was The Making of Thriller. So if they talk about the making of that at any kind of facet, I'm down with it.
I prefer to
Because
just see that though. You know what I mean?
I
I
feel you.
prefer to
I
watch
feel
a
you.
2 hour like documentary on that than necessarily this.
I don't know.
But
It may surprise us. It may surprise us. Like Bradley said, it's going to be about his life and career. But what was Michael Jackson's life? We saw him like being in our 40s. We literally watched him grow up, age, and die. We
um,
saw his entire life unfold. It's kind of
there are
crazy.
very few celebrity deaths where I was literally like, "Damn, what just happened? What?
Yeah.
Oh shit!" But I was gonna say, I was just having this conversation with a music friend of mine in the industry, and it's like this was the only show you could I would give you a hand to go see Michael Jackson live. I want front row. You know what I mean? I don't want back row. I want to be up there where all those people were fainting in the freaking 80s and 90s. Like, I want to see what the freaking spectacle this was. Because live and on television, I'm assuming are two separate things. And on television, it was freaking spectacular. So yeah, you could have my left hand for a front row ticket to Michael Jackson.
A
That
1000%.
that is
I don't
not a deal with anybody.
You better speak to the you better speak to the ether. There's some
Avenue.
what was it? Nah, man. I3 Atlas is up there listening, going, excellent, excellent. He just spoke it into existence with IB Atlas. Um, yeah, there's few. I don't really geek out, right? But there, what I'm saying, I don't geek out when I see stars or anything like that. I don't get starstruck. But there's very few things that I've missed out on that I truly regret. Not meeting Stan Lee in real life, and not going to a Michael Jackson concert. I was too young. They were too expensive. I come from humble beginnings, bro. We didn't have money to go to a Jackson concert. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who does that? Who's going to take their 10 years? And mind you, I love Captain EO. I love. I was a Michael Jackson Moonwalker was just on in the house. That is one of the most epic movies of all time. It's Michael Jackson
Yeah,
EO when he turned into
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Gundam at the end, bro. It's too
yeah.
real. I don't care what nobody says. No one can tell me nothing about MJ. But do I want this? Is the
I sing
question.
Speed Demon pretty much every day I'm in the car.
I'm telling you now. Quote me on this. Quote me on. I'm telling you now. If this movie plays Earth Song, I'm gonna get kicked out. Earth Song. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna rip my shirt open. I'm gonna go. Ah, ooh, ooh. And someone's gonna have to come get me, bro, because I'm gonna
That's
lose it.
funny.
Don't play that song in front of me, dog. That's like the
Uh-huh.
most. That's the. I'm sorry to blow you guys' ears. I'm sorry, but that's one of those songs where it jacks me up. Literally jacks me up. It's the best Michael Jackson song ever, dog. I don't give it. They can't play that. They're barred from playing that in this movie because I'm gonna show my ass and have a felony, dog. I'm just telling you right now because
No.
I'm gonna lose my shit. Um, the bunny rabbit Michael Jackson Moonwalker. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to battle himself, Doug. He had to battle
Yeah,
the bunny
yeah,
version.
dude.
He started spinning and going Newthix, Doug. He started spinning. He started shape shifting using the power of the cosmos, Doug. This shit is crazy,
Just,
bro. It's too
just a
real.
shout out. I know MOTN did a Moonwalker review that is up on the channel, so
Yeah.
go check that out. I was not a part of that. Would have loved to have been a part of that, but I
I wish I
missed
would
it.
have known.
So yeah, but check
Maybe we'll
that
have to
out.
redo it in the future, man. But that's it. That's one of my favorite shows, honestly, is our Moonwalker review because Toots had very good affection. It was one of those things like about Michael Jackson Moonwalker. A lot of people don't know that
Yeah,
it exists. And I'm like, no, that was on in the house all the time. Like
the
that
time.
was required watching, right? So I don't know how to feel about this. I just know if they're playing Earth Song, it'll jack me up, and I'm just gonna have a conniption fit. I can't. Ah! Yeah, no, I can't handle it, dog. There's few things on this planet I can handle. I can't handle Earth Song on a giant screen, bro. I just can't happen. Speaking of things that nobody can handle, apparently the video game industry has lost its mind because GTA, which is literally, I'm gonna keep referring back to the Atlas stuff because that's got me freaked out. It's the IB Atlas of gaming, where it's heading in one direction and it's just gonna switch directions on you. They've apparently delayed their game back again to November 2026, stating that we want to make sure we polish the game. You know, we want to give our guys time to finish it, and it's a good way to stay in shape. And apparently, like the entire industry is like, well, they can make up their mind. We all have to schedule things, man, because no one can be out when this is out. Is the problem? You can't be in the circumference of GTA 6. You have to have like a good 6 month clear out on either side, because this thing is just going to come like a neutron bomb and blow up the industry. Everyone's going to, I'm going to be, I mean, do you sympathize with the gaming industry when literally titans like this adjust course and now you have to adjust course because it adjusted course?
Complicated because we're talking about the video game industry and we know the stake of them, and we're not going to go into all of that again. That
Right.
said, no, I really don't feel bad for them because GTA gets to do whatever GTA wants to do. Am I
Mm,
surprised that it's delayed? I am not surprised it's delayed. In fact, I will not be surprised if the thing is delayed till 2027.
again.
Why these things happen, I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe they lost the licensing to something and they need the I have no idea why these things happen. But this game was supposed to be out originally
This year.
this year, I think. Like now this game is supposed to be out. So, um seeing that trailer, I whatever, you're going to take my money like take it
Yeah.
now, take it later, whatever, take it. Like, do I feel bad for the industry? No. No, put out a product, bro. Put out Golden State Warriors are too good. Oh, Wembanyama's too big. Giannis is too. Be better. Like, put out something. Stop putting out things that don't grab the public's attention or wallet.
I have a very interesting question for you. Out of all the other competition out there, what who do you think has the cojones to say, you know what? I'll see you in November. Is there a game that you can think of that can come out and say, yo, ain't nobody scared of you? I'm out. We come out the same day and run the ones, as the kids say. Who can run the ones
It came
with
out
GTA 6?
already, and that's Call of Duty. That's it.
Mm,
Those are the only people that are going to be able to go, yeah, well, I don't care that you're putting out a game, whatever, money. They're like, our game isn't even good.
yeah. And we
Like,
make billions of
yeah,
dollars. Yeah.
like, dude, we did like so Call of Duty. That's where I'm gonna put that at. No, man, Rockstar, as we talked about, we're not worried about what Rockstar is gonna put out. Everything else
Yeah.
we are worried about. Worried about Disney. We're worried about Lionsgate. We're worried about Marvel, DC. We're worried about like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, Rockstar's putting out Grand Theft Auto. Oh, I'm not worried.
We're worried about the American dollar. You know what I'm saying? We're worried about, you
You're
know,
worried about a freaking three-eye Atlas comet that's
yeah,
coming
we're worried about
towards
the
us.
three-eye atlas that's coming through like
No,
tomorrow, bro.
no
GTA
one's
6 will
worried
be
about this.
fine, dog.
Oh,
Nah, man.
$150. Oh, no one's
Fine.
complained, have you? They're like,
No.
GTA
Nope.
is going to be $100. You have not heard one person say, "Oh,
No.
that's too much."
Like you said, the check is cashed, bro. The tooth is ripped out, bro. The blood is drawn. Like, if you have the means, you're playing this, whether you like it or not, bro. It's one of the, there's very few lives. There's death, taxes, and Grand Theft Auto games. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you gonna do? You're not
Well,
gonna
let's
play this
face it,
game. You're insane.
it's probably not going to be out on PC till 2027,
Seven,
2028.
2028.
Because
Damn right.
PC's always a lagger. So whatever system
Yeah.
this is coming out for, Xbox, I believe, PS5, PlayStation, uh, you got to go get those because Rockstar is like, yeah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah. I'm a highlight Bradley's comment here real quick. I'm in no rush. I don't have a PS5 yet, and this game will cost me an arm and a leg. My son, but my son has to have it. I weep for you, Bradley, uh, because this game is a lot of people are going to have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to have to get a console, whether they like to or not. A lot of people are going to have, um, make that decision because what you're gonna be the one kid on the block who don't got Jordans, man. You're gonna be the one kid, what I'm saying? It's just no, man. You make it. Those are the sacrifices we make as gamers, bro. So yeah, this thing's gonna be an absolute monolith, bro.
And if it's anything like what's promised, it's going to be a must experience type of situation.
Yeah, 1,000%. And from my understanding, that's exactly what it's aiming to be. You know what
So
I mean? That's exactly what it's aiming to be. So what are you gonna do? This is inevitable as the Atlas, Doug. Speaking of giant things that hurl towards the earth, um, we got a really nothing burger, but I just wanted a reason to talk about Godzilla. Is that we finally got a title drop for the new Godzilla film based from the Godzilla minus one, and they're pretty much calling it Godzilla minus zero, which kind of tells you the mental state of these directors when it comes to just how bad things are going to get in the world of Godzilla. I guess my question for you, Wash, is that one, did you happen to imbibe Godzilla minus one? And if not, are you excited for this direction of Godzilla? Kind of, this Godzilla's really in two separate spaces. You know what I mean? There is the Godzilla versus King Kong, fun, pink Godzilla, goofy shit. And then there's like the existential crisis Godzilla minus one. Which of those two do you want out of your Godzilla?
actually, I'm glad you mentioned this because I'm going to write this down because it's one of those things that I have not seen that I need to see, but it strikes me very much in our anime conversation from a few weeks ago. And it's like there's some depth to anime when I watch American cartoons. It's like our Godzilla, I don't really care that much for. This, yeah,
Their Godzilla?
from what I just saw from the trailer for Minus One, my brain doesn't even understand how this is even possible. And apparently, people survive. You know what I mean?
Look at
Like
the
this,
picture,
this was
bro.
not.
This
Like,
guy's not
dude.
messing
So
around, dog.
no, no, I do need to see this, and am I excited for it? I mean, once I see one, I'm sure I will be, but it is something that I am excited to see. If this was US based, Warner Brothers, Godzilla meets King Kong or Donkey Kong. Like, nah, man, we're good.
I
The
can't
Rock
think.
is Godzilla.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is Godzuki. Some bullshit. Um, there isn't a more culturally polarizing character than Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like, to Americans, he's all fun and he's the hero, and he's like this, almost like anti-hero that saves the day. And Godzilla's the best. In Japanese culture, Godzilla is a terror, bro.
Right.
He is destruction. He is the alpha and the omega. He is the H bomb. It's like, and that cultural sensitivity when you get these characters who we've kind of bastardized throughout the years, and you see the people who own it. Like, no, you want to see Godzilla? This is Godzilla, and it's like, did you see Shin Godzilla? Shin
Mhm.
Godzilla is so effing good, bro. Shin Godzilla is like, no, we're gonna make Godzilla effing terrifying, and you are going to
Yeah.
pray you don't live in this universe. Same thing with Godzilla minus one. It's like, oh, zombies are cute. Zombies are fun. We're going to take pictures with zombies. No, we're going to make zombies terrifying. We're going to break this back down to the George A. Romero. You don't want to live in this situation. where Godzilla's not some plucky hero. He is the menace. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited
When
about this film.
in Sim City, when Godzilla came through, he wrecked your city, man. Like there was no like you were like, oh damn, Godzilla just wrecked my city.
Yeah,
Like
sucks.
no,
It's not
no,
fun. It's not
like
supposed to be fun.
our Godzilla movies just haven't been good, and they don't look good either.
Yeah, it's a cheap
I said it.
sellout, man. Like Godzilla minus zero. I mean, Godzilla minus one looked crazy. It looked like damn, like this is how they feel. It's almost like, oh, tell us how you really feel when you make a Godzilla film like this, and you make him as the aggressor and as the problem, and it's the human interaction that really tie it, that make it plug on your heartstrings about it.
Godzilla versus the like X-Men, the OG X-Men.
You mean like in my heart,
No, like fight.
who wins?
Yeah.
I mean, they got Jean Grey, bro. It's kind of,
Take Gene out of it, man. That's not
all
fair.
right. But Jean
You
Grey is
got
an
you,
X.
you
She is
yeah,
Marvel girl,
all
bro. You
right,
can't just take
fine,
her out
man.
the
All
X
right,
Men,
like I'm thinking Cyclops
like the
Storm.
Phoenix
You got
Force.
Colossus. You got Wolverine. I guess you
Okay,
gotta have
okay,
Gene
okay.
there.
Hey, there was a comic book called Godzilla versus the Justice League, right? Superman, Batman,
Yeah,
Flash, and
yeah,
Godzilla whooped all their ass, right?
yeah,
So I would assume if Godzilla could beat the Justice League, he could beat the X Men,
yeah.
right? They're
And
not
that's
going to
kind
do
of my
much to
point.
him.
Like Godzilla's a force. Godzilla's
Yeah,
like a freaking elemental. You know what I mean?
he's the king of all monsters for a reason. He
King of all
defeated King
monsters.
Ghidorah, bro, in Mechagodzilla. He defeated Space Godzilla, was just a cosmic version of him, dog. That's crazy.
I know we were batting around some things for 2025. Let's put some Japanese Godzilla monster stuff on the radar for 2025.
Hey,
Let's do a little
hey,
sprinkle or two, man. We
I
can
know
get
we
in
kind of
there.
locked in November. I know we kind of locked in November, but I'm super cool to just shift, bro. We could just,
Sprinkle a little of that in there.
'cause
So
I could talk some Godzilla, baby. You know what I'm saying? Talk some, you don't have to, don't threaten me with a good time. Speaking of good times, are you ready to watch a creepy Cabin in the Woods movie, bro?
yeah, yeah.
Osgood Perkins brings back another banger. This is the guy who brought us such horror films as
Monkey.
Oscar Perkins, The Monkey that just came out, the weird one with Nicolas Cage. What was that one called? Long Legs. He made Long
Yeah,
Legs.
long legs.
Um, Now he's coming back with Keeper, which I have no idea what this movie's about, but it's full of tension. It almost runs like a video game. It has very Silent Hill vibes to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Couple of thoughts. They said a descent in the madness, and I was like, you know what? I don't need any more descents in the madness. I'm good. I'm good on that particular category of like feeling for a minute. That said, because those movies are still with me. They're still the Babadook and the
That's the
freaking
point.
Lighthouse. They are
Yeah.
still with me. So I did ask for that nightmare, but here we are. Um, this movie looks interesting, but it looked like it had too many thoughts going on in its head all at
Mm.
once, and I'm not sure how they're going to pull all of it off. That was happening. There was a lot of visual like stimulation, and like it didn't necessarily all go together in any type of
Is that the
coherent.
movie or is that poor trailer editing? Would you say? We
I'm
don't know,
not
right?
sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean? I don't know if the movie's going for that. If they're like, yeah, man, like she's gonna see stuff, all different type, because they're not. When you look at the trailer, like the demons, are like none of it looked the same. It
Matches.
was all
It's all
different.
from
Yeah, it
different
was all
movies.
like
Yeah.
different stuff, and it's like a weird wax thing that just changes into different forms. So I don't know. It was a good trailer. Like it's intriguing. It's intriguing, but it had a lot going on.
You know, one of the wha- I can think of on one hand at times I was literally scared in a theater, right? Like literally like kind of curled up in your seat, kind of get that weird feeling like crap, this is actually scary. And one of them, and this movie kind of the trailer reminds me of that feeling when you're watching Signs and the little girl says, there's a monster outside my window. Can I have a glass of water?" And Mel Gibson looks out the window, and there's just a figure standing on top of his barn in the dark, lit by moonlight, and it just sinks your chest. Right, you're just like, that's an ugly feeling. That's new. That's new. I didn't know that I was afraid of man standing outside of my house in the dark, and I can't tell what the hell that is. I don't like that, So it gave me that kind of, like, not necessarily boo haunted house, but like that sense of dread, like what am I looking at type thing. And I think a good horror movie is based on what am I looking at. I can't discern what my brain can't process these shadows, these shapes. And I give Oscar Perkins a nod for that because he does it in all of his movies. Longlegs is very big on that shadow winked at me. You know what I mean? So if it can make me feel like that, I'm all for it. Because like you said, I've had enough existential dread for 2025. You know, I'm kind of existential dreaded out. I need a good scare, right?
Yeah,
I don't need to think about my
I
life
don't.
anymore than I
Yeah, I
already
don't
have this
need
year.
madness. You know what I mean? I don't need
Yeah.
like locked in a room. I do, and I'm not sure what our next slide is, but I wanted to speak with you in regards to. Did you catch that? Because I know you're a fan. Percy Jackson season 2 trailer.
No, it just came out. I was at work,
Yes,
bro.
it looked great. And when you talk about Land of the Monsters,
Ah,
that's where they're going. And I had no interest in Percy
I
Jackson,
cannot
but this
wait.
trailer was like, this
Okay.
looks dope. I'm
I
gonna have
got
to
to
probably check this out. So yeah, watch it, Mike.
The
I know
first
you're gonna
season
be.
is really good. I'm gonna rewatch the first season
Yeah,
in preparation because people love their Harry Potters. People love their, you know, Chronicles of Narnia. I was a Percy Jackson kid. I read all the books. I love the X-Men feel of it. I love Camp Half Blood. I love that feeling of it being almost like a comic book, but with Greek mythology. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what spoke to me. So whenever there's a Percy Jackson anything, I'm like, let's effing go, LFG, and I saw that trailer and I'm like, I want to add it to the docket, but it's already too late and the docket's kind of done. God damn it. So I'm happy you mentioned it. So thank you for bringing that up.
not a problem.
Last topic of the evening is that, surprise, there's a Mass Effect game in development. The truth is, in the last years, we have been incredibly busy at BioWare making horrible games and ruining Destiny. But currently, the team is heads down, focused on exclusively on Mass Effect. Did you play any of the Mass Effect games? Does this series have
Dude, Mass
anything in
Effect
your
2
heart?
is probably one of my top five. In fact, I'd put Mass Effect in one of my top trilogies if that freaking that they're driving in part one. If I didn't have to do it, Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, like goaded in the trilogies. Like it's in there, man. It's in there. Huge Mass Effect fan. And I actually started Ascension. I was gonna play it on stream, but then something else came out, or I think I started Grand Theft Auto 5 because I was like, that's a quick turnaround. It's not a quick turnaround, by the way. At any rate, I read this. I know that they're talking about a Mass Effect movie. They have been for years. Amazon's
Yeah,
behind
this
it. I'm excited to hear about that. This statement sounds to me like a bunch of nonsense, and they're
it sounds
like,
like right.
yeah, Mass
Sure.
Effect, yeah, we're working on it,
Yeah, of course
man.
we're working on it.
We
Shut
got a
up.
bunch of people just grinding away on that, man. Any day now, we're gonna be dropping this thing.
Any day now. It's like, this is another one of those Elder Scrolls 6 things. Where remember they dropped that Mass Effect trailer years ago? It must be like 5 years ago by now, and nothing came about it. Remember that? It was like at an E3. It's that
Yeah,
old.
man.
And they dropped the Mass
Yeah.
Effect whatever trailer. And we're like, ooh, Mass Effect's coming back. That was like 5 years ago, bro.
I'm
And
glad you mentioned BioWare's earlier mishaps and what they've done because unfortunately, like this is kind of where I'm at with the excitement around Mass Effect. And in fact, the show's going to take place ahead of the Commander Shepard story because that's your story. That sounded
I
like
hate that.
Halo to
I
me,
hate that.
and I
Yeah.
have to be honest. Halo was not good. So
No,
don't do that, BioWare. Like if I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I think the BioWare magic left because all of the talent left over
Yeah.
the years. And what do you do when your talent leaves? When you're but the people who made Bioshock, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 goaded, they had to fix Bioshock. They had to fix Mass Effect 3. But it was still a solid trilogy. Like you said, it's one of the top video game trilogies of all time. I'm not gonna front anybody on that. But when the talent leaves, you almost have to have a fresh take. It's like they're gonna have to, in my opinion, they're gonna have to God of War this thing, God of War 2016, where it's like we know what we did then, but this is what we're doing now. We're gonna give you the Mass Effect feel with a completely different engine, completely different way of playing, a completely different experience because we can't just copy and paste what we did before. They
They
have to switch direction,
in
in my
this, you
opinion.
didn't put the quote there, but they're like, well, we're working on a lot of neat features and a lot of romance options. That's what this person had to
Uh,
say as the two
yeah.
highlights of, hey, your
The
game.
project. Yeah.
New features? How about story, bro? How about working on a dope story that the entire Mass Effect universe is going to crave and can't wait to get in? We
They
have
care
a
about.
fantastic protagonist that everyone's gonna be able to get behind. We have a world full of exciting. Nah, bro. We're working on some neat features and we're working out those romancing storylines.
I have one thing that Mass Effect did that has never been done yet again, and I don't understand why. And I want to ask you, Wash, did your Shepard carry from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3?
Hell
Did you keep
yeah, it
your
did.
same Shepard?
Hell yeah, I did.
Didn't that invest you so
Yes.
much more into the
Yes.
game? Because it was your guy that you created back on Xbox One, like Xbox. You get to see your guy grow, and stay the same Shepard. Why
Yes.
don't games do that?
I,
It's such a great idea.
I don't know. Oh, and in reference to your features, I can see them doing like Dark Souls Mass Effect with this. I can see
That would
that being
suck.
your
That would suck.
dude, what else is floating around there right now? That is the
Uh,
thing. You know what I
and I
mean?
could
And
see
it's like
that too.
e- even that
Let's
trailer
make it
we talked
difficult.
about last week still has that same view with the same characters, which is
Over the
that Mass Effect over
shoulder.
the shoulder view. Like,
When is the last time a third person shooter has been innovative?
oh God, for me it's been years. That's why I don't really play. Even when I have the option to play over the
Third person
shoulder, I
shooter.
don't.
Like Gears of War, and that's what, 25 years ago?
Yeah,
I
that's
can't think of a I can't think of a third person shooter. Chad, help me out if you have one that's ready to go that has been truly innovative. That's done something new and different outside of like freaking Overwatch, but that doesn't even count. You know what I
no,
mean? Because it's not the same type of game.
no, no.
So it's like,
It harkens back to my earlier statement. Can I have a Republic Commando if we're going to be doing this over friggin'
please,
whatever?
please.
I mean, you're not making a new Halo, so give me
You're not
something
making
that's good.
a new Halo. Can we just get like something interesting Star Wars,
So,
or can we just get like some Rogue Squadron? Can I just get a Rogue Squadron? Can I fly my little jet in my
oh,
little Y wing, please?
did you play Rogue Squadron? That's a hard ass game.
Yes, and I beat it. It's one of those.
Yeah,
One of those I
hard ass
focused
game.
on. I'm feeling very petty right now, so I'm going to talk to the chat. I did play Hitman, and I played the first two games, and they sucked. Just saying, they were slow, they were boring. I didn't. It's like I just you can't. You know, if a game doesn't give you the option to run and gun and be stealthy, it can't lock you in either one. If you know what I'm saying, like you can't run and gun a Hitman game. You're just gonna die, right? And it's almost like even in Star Wars Outlaws, you could be sneaky and that's fun, but you can also run and gun it. So you can kind of switch it up. In Hitman, you have objectives. It's like playing Silent Scope on the Nintendo. You have to play the game the way the game wants you to play it. And it's so structured and sterile that it's like so much choice on how to assassinate somebody, but there's really no choice, is there? You're going to play the
Not
game how
really.
the game wants you to play it, and dress your little Agent 47 up and make him look all cute and fancy in his, in his mascot outfit. And it's like, I
And
don't.
in reference to stealth games, I'm just gonna, and I know you're not a big advocate or a fan, but Metal Gear is completely
Oh,
stealth. Like that, I don't hear anybody hating on Metal Gear. You know what I mean?
I mean, who's
Everybody
going to hate
can't
on
wait.
Metal Gear?
No one's gonna hate on Metal Gear, but Metal Gear's exciting. Metal Gear's good.
You
Hitman is
fight a
not.
mech
I'm sorry.
dude.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, here's the thing. I was late to Metal Gear. I didn't play Metal Gear 2. So I understand the zeitgeist. I didn't play Snake Eater. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't on my radar. But I played Metal Gear 4. I played Sons of the Patriot. I played Metal Gear 5. You know what I'm saying? Like I played the PSP game. So I get it, but it wasn't like Legend of to some people like Metal Gear Solid, it's like Legend of Zelda to them. And I
I've been
get it.
around since 1986. Metal Gear 1, baby.
Yeah.
Box.
I
Yeah.
can't be
Let's
mad at you.
go.
My dad didn't pick it up. Rather than buy a Metal Gear, he bought Akari Warriors, bro. He bought Contra. It's just one of those. You don't understand how much of your life is shaped by the random whimsy of your parents. How
That's
much of your taste?
that is a great question. Like it's like, damn, it could have went completely different.
Completely. My dad could have picked up freaking Madden, 90 Madden 92. And I could have been a sports head. Master of the Nerdiverse could have not existed, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? This whole thing could have been gone on the
yeah.
whimsy of a father, on the whimsy of a mother. That's just say, oh, this looks cool. What's this? Oh, it's just a little game called God of War. One of my funniest memories. I was a teenager. It was like ninth grade, and I was at the EB Games, bro. And I was torn between the Star Wars Episode 3 video game and God of War. I didn't know what a God of War was. It just came out. No, what, I don't know. So I'm at the EB Games at the Fox Hills Mall, and I'm like, bro, I love me some Star Wars, bro. I know Star Wars, but this is the new hotness. What should I get? And the guy said, I don't know. I don't go somewhere. God of War, fine. I don't care about God of War, and that changed my life forever, bro.
Yeah,
A flip of a coin, bro.
yeah.
You don't know what your tastes are going to be. Like your tastes are completely designed by whimsy and by random
I
happenstance, bro.
I think about, what if you grew up with Sonic versus Mario? Two completely two completely different
Bro,
things, man.
it gets so granular. Mortal Kombat on Genesis or Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo changed humans. It changed you, bro. It changed your DNA. Depending on what you got for
Blood
Christmas,
or green blood?
blood or
Yeah,
green blood. What are you
yeah,
gonna do, man? Are
yeah.
you a Sonic kid or a Mario kid? Because face it, back in the day, unless you were rich, your parents can only afford one or the other. You're gonna get a Super Nintendo or you're gonna get a Genesis. You're not gonna get both, right? So you can only live vicariously through maybe a friend who might have a Genesis that you may play once or twice a week,
Yeah,
maybe at max, right? Like
yeah.
Bradley, my best friend Bradley, he had a Nintendo 64. I never had a Nintendo 64. Didn't get it. So I had to go to his house to play Mario 64. I had to go to his house to play GoldenEye. And that's how but it
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't a ensconced experience. And I only know the games through battle because Bradley never let me win. He's older than me. He always kicked my ass, and which made me such a competitive player. And I thank the Lord for him. But these small little micro changes in your DNA really shape your loves and interests, man. I think that's kind of fascinating that your mom was like, oh, that looks interesting. I'm gonna pick this up off the shelf. It's Rawhead Rex. You know what I mean? My mom just randomly picked Rawhead Rex, and that changed my brain, made me a
Yeah.
horror nerd. You know what I mean?
Think about that tomorrow when you're figuring out what you want for dinner. Maybe try the new thing, folks. You just never
Maybe
know.
try the new things. Hey, parents out there, maybe, if you don't know what games you like, don't ask your kid. Just get something and bring it home. Maybe it looks
Something
interesting.
new.
Maybe something different. Change it up a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll enjoy it. Maybe they won't. You don't know. But at least they'll have tried something different. You know what I
Change
mean?
is good. New is
Variety is the
good.
spice of life. Variety is the spice of life. With that comes the end of Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 142. No one's ever really gone. Now, I have to ask you, now that we're at the end of the episode, Wash, of these four topics, at the end of all things, which one were you most interested in talking about?
I
I
have
mean,
to say,
which
I
one
think it turned
kept
out to
your
be
interest?
Bruce Lee because I think we're both falling in the same category, and I don't hear anyone else saying it. You know what I mean? We may get some hate in the comments, like, "Why you hating on Bruce Lee?" And it's like it's
We're
not hate.
not.
It's like
We
I'm
love
hating
Bruce
more
Lee.
on Hitman.
I'm hating on Hitman. If you
That's
take anything away from this podcast, F Hitman.
if Diana Lee comes out tomorrow, does an interview, and she's like, "I am super proud to be associated with Hitman and the Hitman brand," I will shut the bleep up,
Fine,
and I will go,
fine,
"Cool."
fine.
I'm
All right, all right.
until I hear that. No, this whole thing is just a little
Weird,
weird.
a little weird,
Weird.
man. I don't. Uh, Hi, my name is Charles Barkley, and I love me some Monster Energy drink. When I feel tired, I just drink my Monster, and then I can play a full game. It's what it feels like, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what it really is. I'm just telling you what it feels like, bro. Uh
And as a hitman, who's not going to notice the dude in the yellow lip leotard with the freaking shaded aviators, man?
we don't talk
That
about that. No, no, no. That's video game. That's comic book rules. You know what I'm saying? How can Captain America ever be on a stealth mission? We don't talk about that stuff. You
Did you
know what I
see
mean? The guys,
anything weird here today? No.
no, just a 5'7" man of Chinese descent wearing a bright yellow jumpsuit just jumped out of a 12-story building and then he was gone. I don't know. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not my job. I'm not worried about that. You know, at least the hitman gets to dress up in costumes and he like fits the part. It's just Bruce Lee walking around Game of Death style.
Like it
Just makes no
makes
damn
no
sense.
freaking
Try to
sense.
stand against walls and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to stand against walls, try to be inconspicuous, bro. Put a little mustache on him, dog. The fuck?
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, that was my favorite.
Guess what, Xbox? Bad idea. That's my favorite quote from the last episode. Guess what? Guess what, Hitman? Bad idea. Any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out, Doug?
No, man. There's tons of stuff out there to do, things to watch, things to play. So get out there and get your nerd on. Things to read. Star Wars to definitely consume. Oh, I haven't got through Visions. I'm still on episode 4. If that tells
I
you
need to start
anything about how
Visions,
my
man.
week is gone. Oh
I
yeah,
need to
do that.
start Visions, bro.
Do that. There, do that.
Yeah, I got to see Predator Badlands. MOTN figured it out. It's coming back tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. So we're going to be up late doing some figure unboxing, figure posing. We're getting back into it, getting back into the swing of things there. I had something on the tip of my tongue I wanted to say. Oh, read DCKO. It's the most latest comic. They're doing like a tournament version of DC Universe, and
Hmm.
all the Warriors are showing up. I was going to tell you something random. Homelander is in DCKO.
I've been seeing
Annabelle
something
is
about
in
that, but
DCKO.
what?
Exactly. Sub Zero is in DCKO. It's
All
getting
right.
weird. Part
Yeah.
infinity. With that, as always, ladies and gents, we will ask you to like our content, subscribe to our channel so you know when new episodes are coming up, and comment. Let us know your thoughts. Are we dead wrong about Hitman? Is it the best gaming series of all time? And we are plebs. Let us know um, your thoughts, and we will respond back in a orderly fashion. With that being said, I've of course been your host, Mike G. This is my best friend Wash, and we are the masters of the Nerdiverse. And with that, we're gonna say MOTN out. Good night, chat. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.